My sister helped my fiancé cheat at her bachelorette party to get back at me for supporting my friend when she cheated on him, but now she's helping my ex pay for the wedding expenses. The wedding is in 4 days. I was supposed to be writing my vows tonight. Instead, I'm sitting here rereading messages from my sister that confirm she orchestrated my fiancé's infidelity at her bachelorette party as revenge. Revenge against me, clearly, for defending my best friend 3 years ago after she cheated on him. Because I didn't cut him out of my life, my sister decided this was her way to even the score. I'm 28, and I've been with my fiancée, Anaïs, 29, for 5 years. She's always had a close but sometimes weird relationship with my older sister, Nina, like a trauma bond thing. Nina cheated on my best friend in 2021 after they'd been together for 5 years. He found out she was texting a coworker and it ended messily. Nina fell apart. My mistake, according to her, was not cutting off my best friend, who I've known since high school. Not only that, I told her what she did was awful. She never forgave me, saying I chose a jerk over family. I thought we'd moved past it. Clearly not. Fast forward to this year, Anaïs's bachelorette weekend. I trusted her. Nina offered to plan almost everything so Anaïs wouldn't stress. I jokingly told her, just make sure it doesn't get out of hand. Nina smiled and said, no promises. Now I learned they brought some stripper or whatever to the Airbnb. Things got out of hand, way out. Anaïs slept with him in the bathroom while everyone else was still there. She was drunk, sure, but not blackout, fully aware, fully participating per Nina's own texts. How did I find out? My best friend, the same one. Apparently, Nina got drunk a few days ago and spilled everything to a friend, who's dating a coworker of my friend. The rumor spread and he called me immediately. He didn't want to be the one to tell me, but, bro, your fiancée cheated at her bachelorette and your sister set it all up. I didn't believe it at first, thought it was a prank. But I confronted Anaïs calmly. She denied everything, swearing nothing happened. I asked one question. If I check Nina's phone right now, will I see anything that contradicts you? She froze, then cried, then admitted something happened, but it wasn't a big deal. I demanded details. She admitted to kissing the stripper and maybe him performing oral sex on her, but she doesn't remember everything. Yet to my fiancé, that's not a big deal. This is who I was going to marry. I asked if Nina knew. She said Nina was outside with the other girls when it happened. So I texted Nina, hey, did anything happen at the bachelorette I should know about? Her reply, you mean besides your girl getting attention from someone who actually knows how to make a woman feel desired? Then another worse one, guess karma's a bitch, huh? Maybe next time you'll choose blood over brothers. I haven't responded to my sister. I have nothing to say. Anaïs keeps trying to talk, saying it wasn't planned. She didn't mean for it to go that far, and she thought I'd cheated with my ex last year, which isn't true. Worse, she still wanted to marry me believing that, but only after getting even with a stripper. I canceled the catering this morning. I haven't called my parents or hers. I'm glad I was cautious, though I don't need it now. I had a prenup drafted 6 months ago, despite her making a fuss that it wasn't necessary. I made her sign it. It would have saved me if I'd married her before learning this. I'm grateful my best friend returned the favor. Without him, I'd be marrying a cheater. Update 1. You wanted an update, here it is. Don't regret reading this later. There's some revenge plotting involved. I texted my cousin who was at the bachelorette party. We're not super close, but she's not part of Nina's clique. I asked directly, I know something happened at the party. I'm not looking for drama, just the truth, please. 2 hours later, she replied, I didn't think it was my place to say, but yeah. She told me how it went down. Nina egged Anaïs on, whispering things like, come on, one night of freedom, he'll never know. Disgusting, but there's more. She sent me a voice note recorded during the party. Music, girls laughing, and Nina's voice clear as day. It's not cheating if it's before the rings, babe. You deserve one last fling. Let him deal, you need this too. I kept all this for my revenge plan. I called my lawyer, the one who drafted the prenup, to discuss suing Anais for wedding expenses. The Airbnb they rented for the party? I paid for it, wanting Anais to have a fun girls' night with music and drinks. Not so she could sleep with some guy. I'm also suing Nina for encouraging the infidelity that wrecked the engagement, making her liable for the wasted money. My lawyer said we'd need to prove Anais cheated and Nina was complicit, or it's a tough case. I sent him everything, the party audio, Anais's texts admitting something happened. His response? A thumbs up and a devil emoji. Next move. I invited Nina and Anais's mom to dinner, separate invites, same time, without telling them the other was coming. I knew Anais would suspect my plan if I invited her, so I didn't. It would have been nice to have her there for the revenge, though. At dinner, I waited until both arrived, then played my cousin's recordings from the Airbnb, where Anais was seeing how much extra she could get from the stripper. Anais's mom went pale. Nina, for the first time in years, had no smug comeback. She tried to laugh it off. Your ego's too fragile. This is nothing compared to betraying your own sister. Anais's mom, to her credit, looked horrified, apologized profusely, and told Nina to stop talking nonsense. This was serious. She said she'd talk to Anais directly. Good, because I was done talking. Now it's up to my lawyer, and there's not much more I can do but wait. Update: 2 days have passed and I've done more than wait. I'm not one to sit back and let things resolve, I make them worse. I posted the evidence in 2 group chats. One with my family, one with mutual friends. It caused an explosion. I didn't respond to anyone, just dropped the proof, left the groups, and let the gossip fire spread. Nina fell first. My mom called 12 hours later, furious, not at me, at her. Nina had told my parents a different story, claiming it was just a kiss and that she was the first to tell Anais it was wrong. She said I was the problem, having a crisis over commitment issues, playing the victim card hard. Until they heard her voice. It's not cheating if it's before the rings. My mom, who was always mad about Nina's past cheating and thought her calling out Anais for the kiss was a good sign, said she felt physically sick. She told Nina she's not invited to family Christmas. If you want to act like an enemy, live like one. I didn't ask for that. Nina earned it. It's the best Christmas gift I could get. Then Anais's circle. Her maid of honor, who missed the party because her son had a fever, unfollowed her publicly and posted, I was going to be maid of honor for a cheating rat. I know how much it hurts to be betrayed like that. Anais had told her I overreacted to a party game, and was looking for an excuse to cancel the wedding. That lie didn't last. The Airbnb owner messaged me livid. They broke house rules by bringing outside entertainment, left used condoms in the bathroom trash and food on the floor. Apparently, Anais wasn't the only one hooking up that night, though it could have all been hers. He's filing a damage claim. I offered to cover damages since I rented the place but said I'm suing Nina and Anais, and he could help. Anais tried calling my boss, claiming I'm a woman abuser or whatever. Guess what? My boss is my uncle and knew the story. He told her to delete his number, then called me saying Anais is either desperate or stupid, probably both. She's late to control the narrative. The evidence speaks louder than her nonsense. With my cousin's recording, the Airbnb owner's statement, and their texts, I've spent the last week collecting every chat, DM, photo, and clip from that weekend. My cousin was key. She sent screenshots of Nina bragging in a text group 2 days after the party. Not saying I'm a genius, but Operation Balance the Scales was a success. I finally made my brother understand betrayal. That's what she called it, Operation Balance the Scales. Fitting because my operation is called Justice Scales, or shorter, Justice will hit them both on the head for being cheating idiots. Not catchy but memorable. Anais is blaming Nina, saying she manipulated her. Sure, I'll believe Nina did it all, and Anais isn't responsible. Like I walked in and swapped the condoms the guy used with her. I asked, so, are you a liar or a puppet? Which do you prefer? Nothing she says makes her look good. She swings between looking stupid and like a worthless cheater. The most vivid detail. Someone recorded Nina pouring shots, yelling, "Team Bride, no regrets," while Anais sat on the guy's lap, letting him grope her chest through her dress. That's the manipulation, Anais claims. Zoom in, enhance the video, you'll see the puppet strings Nina used on her. If you can't, use your imagination. This Saturday was supposed to be the pre-wedding brunch. Instead of canceling, I sent a new invite. Wedding canceled, brunch you won't want to miss. Everyone's coming. Friends, aunts, cousins, pets, even my best friend Nina's ex who wants to see it all crash. I'm preparing a new presentation, director's cut, with spicier details and new material. It's not revenge porn, but someone's getting screwed. Update 3. The brunch was yesterday. I barely slept the night before, nervous about my presentation. It was my canvas. I stayed up late tweaking new effects, maybe remixing Nina's voice or editing text to highlight contradictions with the videos and audio. The Godfather Part 2 looked like an indie film compared to mine. I know I'm biased, but it had love, drama, comedy, horror, and suspense in 10 minutes. Walking into my parents' house for the brunch felt like any family event. Folding tables, mimosa bar, awkward hugs. But there was a celebratory vibe. The family wanted to cheer me, freeing myself from this. Nina was there, uninvited by me, probably hoping to do damage control. Spoiler, she failed that I stood by the fireplace and said, "Thanks for coming." This was meant to celebrate a wedding, but it's not. It's a funeral for the life I thought I had and a celebration of my new one. My movie had it all. Not just credits thanking everyone who provided material, but a post-credits scene. I got carried away, but some found it funny, maybe thanks to the mimosa bar. If you want an Oscar, get the jury drunk. No one spoke until my Aunt Nina's biggest defender looked at her and said, "You planned this." Nina tried to claim she was joking in those texts, that no one forced Anais, and it got blown out of proportion. But my movie told a different story. Then my friend stood up. "I've made mistakes, Nina. But ending things with you was one of my best decisions. You're toxic and you deserve to be alone. You did this to my friend just because he defended me when you cheated. I hope life gives you what you deserve." Nina's face turned red. She left 5 minutes later. Anais and Nina don't know about my lawsuit yet. If they're embarrassed by social judgment, wait until a judge gets involved. I'll recover every cent they cost me. It'll hit hard, but they deserve it for playing stupid games. I'll subpoena them with, "It's not cheating if it's before the rings." Update 4. I'm writing after Nina and Anais learned their nightmare isn't over. I'm suing for all the wedding expenses they cost me. To sum it up, they're not thrilled about my plan to keep going. They want to leave it in the past and move on. I do too, once I get my money back. After the brunch, I didn't talk to Anais, Nina, or anyone unless they had evidence. Anais's mom called, saying Anais hasn't left her bed, crying, wondering how it got this far. "Let me help. You slept with a stripper in the bathroom at your bachelorette party and justified it by blaming my sister's manipulation." Before deleting our shared Google Calendar with wedding dates, I added one last all-day event for next Saturday. Reminder. You traded 5 years, a home, and a future for 20 minutes with someone who didn't even follow you back on Instagram. Then I logged out for good. Nina's been shunned by most of the family. Even our mom said she's not welcome until pigs fly. Now, how they found out about the lawsuit. Starting with Nina, she got served official papers and advice to find a lawyer. We're suing for part of the wedding costs, as she's liable for its cancellation and Airbnb expenses, including damages and cleanup from their idiot operation. Her reaction? Crying on social media, saying she can't believe her own brother is suing her. The response wasn't what she hoped. No one pitied her. Comments ranged from respectful criticism to brutal takedowns, with violin emojis and crying faces. She deleted it hours later. She asked our parents for money for a lawyer, a good one. They said it'd be a conflict of interest since they're supporting my lawsuit, which seems the fairest. Her lawyer offered a settlement, 30% of the wedding costs we're suing for and only the Airbnb cleaning fees. My lawyer told hers to get a nice tie unless she's paying everything, including his fees. Anais's reaction was different but similar. No posts, but she contacted me in mutuals, appealing to our love and saying she can't afford it with her student loans. I said I'd reduce my lawsuit by 0%, the amount of love she had when swinging from Tarzan's vine, the stripper's costume. She sought sympathy from less critical mutuals, but responses were, pay and stop bothering, or pay or it'll get worse. She's got a lawyer but no counteroffer yet, maybe hoping to fight it in court. It's tough for everyone. Anais faces thousands she doesn't have for ruining the wedding. Nina owes a chunk, though less. My lawyer's debating which watch to buy with his fees once we squeeze these leeches. I'm advising him, pick something summary with warm months coming. We're waiting for a resolution, court or settlement. The only deal I'll accept is full payment, plus higher lawyer fees if it goes to trial. Good lawyers love caviar for breakfast on trial days. They'd better settle before my lawyer starts shopping. Update 5. I've got 2 checks from my ex and my sister, framed on my apartment wall. Well, copies. The originals are deposited to cover my expenses and lawyer fees. Here's how it went down. Anais settled with a check, taking a loan to avoid trial. It was easy for us, not for her, with high interest due to her bad credit. Not my loan, not my problem. Her lawyer included a letter. I asked mine to read it and tell me if it was worth it. His professional opinion, not worth the wear on his letter opener. I asked for a summary. He said no unless I wanted dirty years. Nina wouldn't settle, so we went to trial. The judge, after reviewing everything, ordered her to pay it all, including my lawyer's fees. Flying the Airbnb owner in for 3 days, all expenses paid, to testify was deemed valid. Nina's paying for it. She had to sell her car and liquidate her 401k. She wasn't happy, scowling through the trial as her operation crashed. Outside, I tried being mature, no hard feelings. Her reply, you're saying that because you've ruined me. She was right, so I said, you're right, with a big smile. Nina's still uninvited to family events. She says she won't go where I am, but no one's invited her anyway. Now she's got time to plan. Operation I'm broke, what now? This feels like a great final update for me.